XVI. Vamos curtir um pouco da nossa aventura de Final Fantasy XVI. Vamos só configurar aqui a live. Vamos botar aqui o previewzito. Boa noite, Paulo. Bem-vindo. Obrigado por prestigiar. Vamos só acabar de configurar aqui. Boa noite, Rodrigo. Bem-vindo. Vamos fazer uma sessãozinha de Final Fantasy XVI. Eu acho que tá tudo configurado aqui. Vamos lá. Deixa eu começar aqui. Vamos dar um continuar. Bora, Final Fantasy XVI. A gente parou aqui nos aposentos do Clive. Vamos falar com o Otto. O que é esses textos aqui? Mesa de leitura. Ah, olha aqui, tem algumas quests aqui, ó. Olha que interessante. Uma aliança desértica. Ok, são só textinhos. Aqui tem uma quest. Ah, olha aqui, ó, um chamado de Gaut. Eu estava folheando os livros caixa do esconderijo e foi encontrado algo que talvez seja da sua atenção. Venha imediatamente, você sabe onde eu vou estar. Ok. Vamos fazer essa quest. Vamos lá. Vamos fazer essa quest, sim. Deixa eu ver. Vamos pegar todas já. Aí tem outra aqui que é um mau pressentimento. Vamos ver aqui. Clive, tem algo errado com seu cão. Quando Vossa Senhoria puder me visitar na tenda. Ok. O Torgal tá com algum problema. Ok. Ossos do ofício. Uma outra quest secundária. Vamos pegar todas. Sobre Blackthorn. Vamos ver aqui. Obrigado por me ajudar a animar o Blackthorn aquele dia, mas acho que ele está daquele jeito de novo. A jogar pela cara dele ultimamente. Ok, o Blackthorn, o nosso ferreiro, tá com depressão de novo. Vamos lá, ajudar ele.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Ok, mais uma secundária. Vamos se encher de secundária. Vamos fazer todas. E aqui são só textos. Ok. Saudações das caravanas Carmim. Vai me dar um desconto. Inteligência rompe maldição. Ok. Recados antigos, pessoas para quem eu fiz quests. Ok, beleza. Então tá. Peguei várias quests secundárias. Aqui tem o Muro das Memórias. Tá, vamos lá. Vamos falar com o pessoal das quests. Tem uma aqui perto, inclusive. Deixa eu ver. Aqui é só a varanda. Então, peraí. Vamos sair por aqui, ó. E já vamos falar que tem um quest giver aqui. Vamos fazer todas essas secundárias. Vamos falar aqui com a Karen. Vamos ver o que a Karen tem pra nos dizer.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say how we're wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual.
O que tá acontecendo com o Torgal?
Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
Oh, excelentes aquisições, Paulo Borim. Essa franquia maravilhosa. Parabéns, excelentes compras.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Ok. Vamos falar com Hippocrates. De repente Hippocrates sabe alguma coisa sobre o que pode estar acontecendo com o Torgal. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo localizar ele aqui. Aqui. Aí, toda a franquia Assassin's Creed, show de bola. Baita aquisição, Paulo, grande presença, parabéns, cara. Deixa eu falar com o Hippocrates.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. Which is certainly a new development.
Tá apaixonado?
She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Ok. Vamos caçar com o Torgal. O Torgal precisa de nutrientes. Que mais? Vamos ver o que tá acontecendo com o Blackthorn. O Blackthorn tá com depressão no estabelecimento. Ferreiro da base. Vamos ver o que tá acontecendo com o Blackthorn.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass.
Boa noite, Lena.
Is there something else weighing on
Bem-vindo.
your mind? Perhaps
Aí,
your
show
thoughts
de
might help.
bola, excelente. Curtição. Bacana, Lena.
Just like a dog with a bone. Still, you got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you.
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Blackthorn quer fazer essa super espada aí. Que eu acho que vai ser um desafio profissional pra ele. Vamos ver se a Karen sabe alguma coisa sobre essa espada.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's a touch eccentric. If you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Ok. Agora vamos ver. Depois vamos atrás da espada do Blackthorn também. Aí tem mais uma quest aqui ainda.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that. There's talk of these skies driving men mad. Most of the hideaways on edge.
Well, it's our job to calm.
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto might be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. Zero, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time, and I'm going to need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I will dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each.
Puta merda.
Each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Ok, vamos pagar as dívidas da
He
base.
gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies.
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
Ok. Agora vamos lá, vamos pro campo fazer as quests. Fazer essas secundárias todas.
I'd say we were in for a storm.
Tá, então vamos começar aqui. O repouso de Marta. Aqui a gente pode fazer o retorno e ossos do ofício. Não é possível viajar para esse local? Ele quer que eu brife primeiro com o Otto. Não dá para sair. Não dá para sair da base antes de brifar a quest principal. Então peraí, vamos lá brifar a quest principal primeiro.
There's talk of these skies driving.
You making those skies then?
Most of them.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fat storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just the messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
I suppose not.
Deixa eu falar com a Vivian e com o Apócrates também.
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe? Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces, now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off-storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
É, tu tira a energia da civilização, já era.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
Ok, vamos falar com Apócrates e aí eu acho que dá pra gente seguir pro campo fazer as quests. Acho que tem, se eu não me engano, tem um cristal ainda que precisa ser derrubado. Em OLED.
There's a storm coming soon. Will there be thunder?
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are three. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Kashik out her gates and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they get here in time to make any real difference. Which means there's only two people who can.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
Ok. Agora sim. Vamos lá. Uma série de quests.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that. I'd say we were in for a storm.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
But all our beds are taken.
Martha, it's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said you'd been attacked by a Kashik. What exactly happened here?
Those skies are what happened. Not long after they fell dark, we had our first visit. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only a handful made it up here, but that was more than enough. The rest are still down there now. And while we have a few willing fighters holding them back, they're sorely outnumbered.
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight?
I thought you'd never offer. Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. That's where the fighting is fiercest. Let the men know you've come to help. Something tells me they'll be pleased to see you.
We're on our way.
Guerra inflamada, vamos lá.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you? Them not. Not a chance. The barricades we've set up around the town won't hold the Akashic back for long. Might buy us a few moments to say our last.
Ready, go?
Clive, wounded.
Uh-oh.
We deal with the Akashic first.
Bora. Aê.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place.
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
How do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde, that is.
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell, the Guardians asked me to shelter some of them that had lost their homes. They were making ready to leave just as the skies turned, and we agreed it was best we stuck together.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift, but they got a pack of Akashic snapping at their heels! And they got wounded with them! They're not gonna make it!
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them, Martha.
You look after everyone here. If any can still fight, send them to the lift.
I will. You two be safe now.
Ó, Felipe, eu tô pensando em pegar esses jogos Evil West PS5 e o PS4 Hack Recode. Ah, o Dot Hack. Ah, o Dot Hack vale muito a pena, cara. 4 games. O Evil West, ele tá grátis na Plus agora, mas só a versão digital, né? E tem a física com preço bem bom na PlayAsia, cara. Tá, sim, tá com uma mega promo lá na PlayAsia. Coisa assim de R$120 menos, eu acho. O Dot Hack na atacado dos jogos estava muito barato uns anos atrás. Não existe mais atacado dos jogos hoje em dia. Esse game eu não sei quanto é que anda, cara. Mas vale a pena, com certeza.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's. But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
So Wade.
Lord Rossfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by them. But we didn't know there would be so many. How could we have?
Behind you!
Caraca!
Damn it! We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Boa noite, Cláudio. Bem-vindo.
Then let's do our duty.
Bora lá. Boa noite, Danilo, bem-vindo! Deixa eu te falar, na Shopee os preços dos jogos estão muito baratos. Até que confiável, vou tentar pegar alguns que faltam pra minha coleção. Cara, vale muito a pena, Shopee é tudo de bom. Tem seguro também. Com certeza vale a pena. Aí. Eu pego muita coisa de PS3 da Shopee. Pesquisando bem, aí tu pega um game de um fornecedor, vai colocando o mesmo fornecedor para aproveitar o frete. Dá pra pegar um monte de coisa legal.
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames. It's just a pity I keep walking into them.
You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade. Like any shield worthy of the name.
I see you're all in one piece.
Martha!
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down Eastpool way. Too thick to be a hearth.
A second horde.
Caramba! Essa área da Marta aqui tá bem atucanada de inimigos. Ô, Danilo, estou de cara, tá muito bom os preços. É, agora nesse intervalo entre Natal e a volta das férias, sempre dá umas promoções legais, cara. Com certeza vale a pena. Ó, vamos lá, tem mais uma horda. Tem muitas hordas atacando aqui a área da Marta. Bastante quest pra fazer aqui.
Mad dogs, a lot of them.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
But all our beds are taken.
Just patch me up as quick as you can and get me back out there. My brothers need me.
Ó, Cláudio, são interligados esse e o 15? Não, são nada a ver um com o outro. Cada um é independente. Só tem um nome igual. Só o nome da franquia.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
Esse acho que só tem pra PlayStation por enquanto. É aqueles exclusivos temporários. Mas estão dizendo que vai sair também pra PlayStation e Xbox. É aqueles exclusivos temporários, né? Vai sair com certeza. É só questão de tempo. Só acabar o prazo da exclusividade. Não gostei da jogabilidade do 5, eu achei que ia ser diferente. Esse aqui ele é mais focado na ação mesmo. Ele lembra muito o Devil May Cry, assim. Até parece mais Devil May Cry do que Final Fantasy. Porque Final Fantasy geralmente é um combate por turno. Esse não, esse veio bem pegado para um Devil May Cry. Caraca, isso aqui é boss, hein, velho. Caraca. Agora. Agora. Aê. Desceu uns loots legais.
Do you see any more?
No. I think that was the last of them.
But it won't be long before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Our lookouts say the lowlands are clear. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds.
How many of your men were injured?
A damn sight less than if you hadn't turned up. Thank you.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, I fear the Akashic's numbers are only going to rise. It's not a matter of if the Horde will be back, but when. And whether that's sooner or later, we'll need to be ready. The inn here affords a good view of the land, and is easily defendable. I'd like to make this one of our outposts.
What do you say, Martha?
Ô, Cláudio, tu gostou do último? Do último qual, Cláudio? Desculpa.
Put it like that. They can stay.
Agora tem uma secundária aqui pra fazer na área da Marta ainda. Aí, missão concluída. E tem uma secundária. Ah, do último Devil May Cry. Cara, eu não joguei ainda, cara. Não joguei ainda.
My lord, there's someone I'd like you to meet.
Ah,
Oscar,
ok.
over here.
O último que eu joguei foi o DMC.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Rossfield. I am Oscar. Oscar of House Murdoch.
Murdoch? I wasn't aware the Lord Commander had children.
Oh, he didn't. But his brother, my father, did. I am Sir Rodney's nephew. Well, go on then. It's not for me.
Ó, Cláudio, aquele eu adorei o DMC. Muito legal, né? Eu curti também. Só que chega uma hora lá no game que, pá, é tanto combo pra decorar que... Caraca, o cara tem até dificuldade de decorar aquele monte de combo.
I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Oscar. But I am a shield no longer. Nor was I ever the finest. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for one aspiring to take his oaths.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is not defined by his title, but what he does in its name. You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no little honor in so doing. And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw than an unworthy shield. Not that Sir Wade and the other Guardians are... I mean to say that, they're... It's all right. We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
But a squire...
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once, and I'm certain Sir Rodney would approve.
Mas ele vai entrar pra party se ele virar escudeiro?
Know that I'll show you as much leniency as your uncle showed me.
I would not have it any other way.
Ok. Agora tem a secundária aqui nessa área. Vamos lá fazer essa secundária aqui. Eu tenho que ver o caminho para chegar lá. Ah, ok. Vamos sair por aqui.
Faster!
Caraca!
Be safe.
Cacetada, magrão. Aê!
Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
É aqui que tem os antílopes gigantes pro Torgal se alimentar.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? You're finished.
Aê!
Now, will it be enough, I wonder?
Ele gostou.
I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Tem alguma coisinha pra farmar aqui? Deixa eu ver.
I needed that.
Ok, então vamos voltar para o repouso de Marta. Aqui tá tudo feito, não tem mais nada para fazer aqui. Então vamos ver aqui o que nós podemos fazer. Não, tem uma coisa ainda no repouso de Marta. Ah, tá trancada essa quest. Não posso fazer agora.
Battle's over. I'll have any man who ain't in need of treatment himself coming help you with the wound.
Tá. Não posso fazer essa agora. Então vamos fazer a próxima. Deixa eu ver aqui. Abrir o mapa mundi. E vamos para... Posso voltar para o esconderijo, na real. E acabar aquela secundária que eu consegui fazer na zona da Marta.
noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Boa noite, Rubens. Bem-vindo. Obrigado por prestigiar.
Seems the hideaway has lost its appetite.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Sid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still.
Ele vai ficar mais forte.
We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Aí. Beleza, agora sim, acabei essa quest. Buenos, agora tem que fazer os dilemas do Ricão Setentrional ou de Dalimil, vamos lá. Aqui. Dalimil, vamos fazer esse aqui primeiro, Recanto Setentrional.
First we find Isabel.
Heard a bloke saying he's...
É, tem que comprar umas poções primeiro.
Ghosts? Then a wall won't. Do you see anything you like? An excellent choice. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. An excellent choice. That's the best I can do. Thank you.
the best I can do. I doubt you'll get more than that in the capital. That's the best I can do. Come back again.
Ok. Tá, vamos lá então.
I saw it with my own eyes. The whole of Oriflamme under a flood.
Then we're next.
I can't do it. I can't. But you can. You must.
My lord. My lady.
We received the dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. Yes. Like a Kashik, but different. They've taken so many. I've lost count.
Akashic, but different.
Boa noite, Andras. Bem-vindo. Obrigado por prestigiar.
Is she here?
Oh, no. She went to the garrison to ask what they were planning on doing about all this.
Then we'll look for her there.
Ok. Vamos lá. Lá no campo de treinamento.
More arrived from the capital this morning.
The two soldiers were carrying another. He didn't have any legs.
Madame, please!
Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things. We lost the captain this very morning.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the capital or the Dominion in days! What more would you have us do?
I would have you do your duty. Those at the Vale look to me for protection. And protect them I shall. Because they are my charges, and that is my duty. In case you have forgotten, the people of this town are your charges. But more than that, they are your people. Your sisters, your brothers, your lovers. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered, or take it up and do what is right.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here, it's all we have. It's all that's left.
What we have left is our lives! Do you really want us to lose them as well?
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. Let's talk about this over a drink, eh?
I'm listening.
Ó, Rubens, até hoje não sei como zerei os jogos do PS1 e PS2. Muito novo, uns 12 anos de idade. Ah, rapaz, a gente com essa idade, a gente tá com a cabeça novinha. Ansioso para aprender as coisas. Sem noção de inglês, mas uma palavrinha ou outra o cara já ia pegando, né?
What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did. It's hard to know what to believe these days.
We'll talk to the survivors.
Ah, ok. Alguns feridos podem ter informações.
My family.
You're a pikeman, yes? What happened?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the flood was spreading, so I went to see if they were all right. And a pack of them glowing things found me in the meadow. I ran for my life. I never did get to the village.
Leave that to us.
Don't leave me, Pa.
It's all right. Give me your arm.
Did you see the creatures that attacked you?
Creatures? Yeah,
They came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then me, and then they were just gone.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme. We just passed more when... Where's my Joseph?
It's all right. Just rest now.
Boa noite.
At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be.
Ok, sabemos mais ou menos o lugar. Vamos lá, é naquela região de Oriflame, perto de Mur. Por aqui, ó. Então vamos sair pela ponte, pegar o Chocobo e vamos lá dar uma olhada.
Assume you have a plan.
It was all they could do to escape.
No use calling Ambrosia
They just
now.
left the bodies there in the flood.
Come on.
Deve ser mais dos Akashikianos. Aí... Alguma coisa estranha aqui. Eita! Vamos lá. Eu fazia arco e flecha com aqueles espetos de ferro de guarda-chuva. Pegava uma caixa e fazia praticando tiro alvo. A gente faz cada coisa quando a gente é criança, né, cara?
Save your strength.
Mas isso aqui é bom, a cultura geek é uma coisa que faz bem para as crianças. Eita, esses aqui são mais fortes, cara. Pera aí. Caraca, esse é grande. Agora. Aí. O bom de fazer bastante secundária é que chega nesse estágio do game, tu já te sente mais bem preparado, né?
Do you think there are more?
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Then we should let Isabel know.
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, my lady. The garrison will be ready.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts. For now, at least.
Hearing that the Dane would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the task certainly didn't hurt. It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. But whatever it takes, eh? Now me, I never needed convincing. I became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the one standing before me.
Handsome and chivalrous.
Esse é guerreiro. Vou te tirar dessa vida. Essa é a dama. A dama é dona de um bordel aqui na cidade.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of my problems. But it has solved one. And that's one fewer.
Ó, Rubens, na época nenhum dos meus primos fazia isso, só eu era diferenciado. Tinha um primo mais velho que fazia esculturas de pássaros de barro. Mas eu acho que é sempre bacana quando as crianças têm esse viés geek, cara. É algo que eu sempre tentei estimular nos meus. É bom isso. Aí, acabei com esse dilema aqui. Se eu não me engano, tinha uma secundária aqui também. Deixa eu ver. Não, aqui não tem secundária. Então, parei. Vamos pra secundária aqui. Não, tem uma secundária aqui, sim. Pera aí. Ah, tá, ela tá bloqueada. É só depois que acabar os dilemas que dá pra fazer aquela secundária.
Those things I said before about not being able to fight.
Podia repor as poções, né? Não, depois eu reponho lá no outro lado. Tá, vamos lá então agora para Dalimil. Bora. O albergue de Dalimil no deserto. Este é Final Fantasy XVI. Vamos lá. Deixa eu ver se tem um comércio aberto aqui. Ah, o comércio fica lá do outro lado. Ah, mas eu tô legal de poção. Vamos falar aqui com o Quest. Quest Giver.
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried? You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalimil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although you're a little...
É, aquela história, né? Sempre tem aquelas crianças que têm um viés mais geek, puxam mais uma inteligência, né?
Guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. Now, I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Ok, vamos lá então. Entrando em apuros.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
Estão gritando aí, deixa eu ver. É aqui pegando a esquerda. Tá, vamos lá. Negativo. É na porta.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid.
Boa noite, Paulo. Bem-vindo. Obrigado por prestigiar. Tudo jóia? Bem-vindo.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience.
Ó, Paulo, tudo. Finalmente consegui pegar um PS3 de novo. Aí, show de bola. Tá, o melhor momento pra pegar o PS3, cara. Ó, o Andas, a loja onde compro jogos aqui em Atibaia está vendendo jogos de PS3 por R$30. Cara, é o momento de levantar as coleções de PS3, cara. As físicas ainda estão com ótimos preços. É a 7ª geração, né? A gente tem que pegar um pedacinho da 7ª geração, não tem jeito. Se a gente para pra pensar, foi na 7ª geração que os games começaram a ficar mais sofisticados, mais elaborados. Ó, o Paulo, encontrei um jogo raro por um preço baixo, aquele X-Men Destiny, por R$50 apenas. É verdade, a franquia Marvel tá muito valorizada. Ó, o Anderson, qualquer jogo tem raridades ali muito boas que peguei hoje. Cara, aproveita e pega as raridades. Se eu achar ali um 3D Game.Heroes, achar um Alice Madness Return, Magia in the Forsaken Kingdom, tá simplesmente assim valendo commodities, né? Capaz, Andrés, tamo junto.
That anger and fear could set the entire town alight. My thoughts exactly.
O que será que as pessoas estão ficando irritadas?
To protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided,
tá tendo uma polarização aqui nessa cidade. São bandidos.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Cara, a gente tem que acabar com esses bandidos.
If it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely.
A única coisa que lamento é não poder jogar esses jogos no PS5. Essa é outra coisa, hein? Com certeza, cara. A Sony. Eu ainda tenho esperança que vá sair. Talvez no PS5 Pro.
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other
when all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits?
It appears we have a plan of action.
Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along?
What he means to say is yes.
Ok, vamos lá então. Vamos tentar unir essas facções para enfrentar os bandidos juntos.
Picture it, Conrad. Your own city guard. With you as captain.
Me?
Ah, here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 200 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
Aí. Agora vamos recrutar Natalie. Deixa eu ver como é que eu faço para falar com a Natalie. Aqui.
A shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would... I mean, it may still be possible to buy something, and we may...
Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Ela sacou tudo.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike. She saw right through it. I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Tá, unimos as facções, agora acho que a gente vai ter que enfrentar os bandidos.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalamil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in two groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalamil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
Ok, vamos lá. Agora o bicho vai pegar.
No women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
These are all yours.
To me, blades! They mean to overwhelm us.
Caraca!
townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Fizeram as pazes.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Dalamil.
We all saved Dalamil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Calm now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Aí.
Our friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest.
Ok, agora vamos voltar aqui só depois que... Ah, não, aqui eu acho que eu já posso fazer essa quest da receita da espada, né?
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Deixa eu ver se eu consigo.
Lubo did well to bring Conrad and Natalie together. It's like herding curls with them.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthier patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
Tá aqui o ricaço da espada. Pegou todos os quartos da posada.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Para eu conseguir a espada, eu vou ter que ir lá recuperar a bagagem roubada do nobre arrogante aqui. Vamos lá. Isso significa lá na extremidade, ok. Vamos ter que dar uma volta de chocobo.
Come on. Run like the wind.
Putz, bicharado.
Thanks, Gal.
To me, flames! To me, flames! Wakened wind! Nice try.
Ah, isso foi foda.
Let's go. Guess we're all ready.
Aqui. Vamos lá, vamos descer o pau na bandidagem.
We've got company. Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off.
Toggle. You're a fine hound.
Aê.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamil.
Ele consegue nos dar a espada de presente.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself.
A pedra que faz o fio.
More fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Ok, agora vamos entregar as quests. Vamos lá para esconderijo. Aqui.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better than that.
A whetstone?
Yes, but not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the Cursebreakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the Cursebreakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the Cursebreakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
Ganhamos um esquema de Excalibur. Diagrama detalhado para forjar uma espada equiparável à de um rei lendário. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo fazer essa
What
espada.
do I owe the honor?
Vamos ver aqui, usar o martelo.
So, what it be?
Ah, isso aqui é bem melhor, ó. Ah, vamos criar ela.
Should last you a good while.
Ok. Já vamos tentar reforçar. Não, essa não dá pra reforçar. Faixa de seda nível 2.
Bring me the materials.
Ah.
I'll think about it.
Primeiro eu
How am I meant to
faço
do that
essa.
then?
É, algumas coisas faltam ingredientes.
And
Ok. É
You see
isso.
the pair that got hauled into tires?
Aqui pra praticar os combates. Deixa eu repor as poções.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Let's stock up while you can. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind,
Ok.
you know. Come again.
Poções
Not
reestocadas.
much bothered either way.
Tá, vamos lá pros aposentos do Clive. De repente apareceram novas quests. Não, só agradecimentos. A Marta agradecendo. O Wade também. A Dama agradecendo. E o Lubor também agradecendo. Ah, essa aqui foi feita. Ok. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo dar uma upada no personagem. Aqui em atributos. Os atributos estão ok. Habilidades. Tenho 2000 pontos de habilidade. Então quer dizer que eu posso começar a tentar usar mais o Bahamut. É, eu vou botar o Bahamut no lugar. De repente eu vou botar ele no lugar do no lugar do Garuda. Vamos ver, vamos fazer um teste. Ah, acabaram os pontos. Deixa eu ver se eu boto aqui o Garuda. Vou botar o Bahamut aqui. Aqui eu vou botar o Bahamut. Vou fazer um teste. Ok. Então tá, fechamos 2 horas de live. Fizemos várias secundárias. Vamos deixar o Clive aqui nos seus aposentos descansando. Boa noite, Rogério, tudo jóia? Esse jogo vai ficar só no PS5 ou vai sair para o PC? Cara, tem notícias que ele vai sair para o PC. Ele é um exclusivo temporário, né? Então é questão de tempo. Questão aí de mais uns 6 meses, provavelmente. Com certeza ele vai acabar saindo para PS5. Para PC, desculpa. É apenas um exclusivo temporário, né? Aí agora o pessoal dá o seu jeito aí de fidelizar aí os seus públicos, né? Com essa coisa dos exclusivos temporários. Eu acho uma estratégia meio antipática, assim, mas as corporações estão fazendo isso agora, né? Então tá, rapaziada, fiz um monte de quest secundária aí, né? Demos uma upada. Agora, sábado que vem, sexta que vem, a gente continua em Final Fantasy XVI. Amanhã a gente vai de Star Trek Resurgence. Amanhã tem vídeo novo no canal, um novo episódio de games bons e desconhecidos de PlayStation 4 amanhã. Bom restinho de sexta-feira, um feliz fim de semana. E se vocês não tiverem nada melhor para fazer, dá uma passada aí pra gente jogar Star Trek Resurgence, 9 horas amanhã. Boa noite, pessoal. Até a próxima.